Okay, so today is just a bunch of random bonus content for what we can do in Canva. So this year we went over buyer presentation, listing presentations, business cards, pop buys, all sorts of things, making social media content, how to steal ideas from the content planner, a lot of different things like that. So today is going to be more so just answering any questions if you have ideas of what you want to do but don't know how to do it, but then also kind of showing you random things that I've kind of played around with on Canva that I want to share with you. So first of all, I was out at lunch. A lot of these ideas kind of pop into my head when I'm talking to other agents. So I was at lunch the other day with an agent, and she had a QR code that linked to her Linktree, which, if you're not familiar with Linktree, it is basically a little landing site. Super basic though. It's usually like a gray background with blue writing, and it just has a couple different buttons, and you can click from one thing to another. So you can click from, it'll say Facebook, and it will connect you to a Facebook, and it will say website, and it will connect you to the website, and different things like that. So I thought, I wonder if I could do that in Canva and make it cute. And that's honestly how a lot of my ideas come to fruition. So I played around with it and figured it out. So I'm going to share that with you and some other things as well. What I want to start with is this right here. So this is our listing presentation, and we are going to have a version of this. We're still fine tuning it, but this is going to be something that the entire office is going to have access to. You already do have access to it. It's on our Facebook page, but we're going to clean it up now with the Coastal Town Realty information and branding, and get that out to everybody. But let me show you something that you can do with that. So normally you would want to download this, right? You would do download, and you would do PDF, right? You always should have that as a backup. That way, if you go somewhere and your hotspot is not working, or you don't have Wi-Fi, you have access to it. I personally do, if I have the ability to do a hotspot. Thanks, Ryan Reynolds with Mint Mobile for giving me free unlimited data, so I can do hotspots more often now. But if if you're able to do that, that's what I prefer. So I like to do present. You'll just click present. It brings it into this mode here. And then I can advance through my slideshow as I'm meeting. This is my listing presentation as I'm meeting with my client. Now, then the reason why I like doing this is because I'm a little bit extra. We all know that. And I like to, at the very end of the presentation, hit the letter C, and it shoots confetti. I just think it's fun. Do you have to do that? No, but it's fun. You can also hit D, like if you ask them a question, you can hit D, and it does a little drum roll. I've never used the drum roll, but it's fun. I have used the confetti though. I like using the confetti. So is that going to win you a deal? No, but it sure is fun, isn't it? So if you want to do this, great. And then we kind of talk about like, how can you leave certain marketing materials with your client, whatever. Well, here's an idea. What if I were to make this something that I could share with them instead of in a PDF version? It wouldn't have to be an attachment. What if I were to make this a link? Well, I can do that. So I would click share, and you can see here it says website. So I can click this and I can actually save it to a link. I'm going to say open website. And now I have a link that I can share with people, right? So this is pretty cool. So now I can just copy this. And if I send this to anybody, this link, then I can, they'd be able to get this presentation, and they'd be able to advance through the the presentation just like I did. Now, what if this link isn't pretty? Well, it's not. So how about, in my attempt to always make things cute, what if I created a QR code? So this is actually the QR code. If you were to hold your phone up to this and scan it, it would take you to this website that I created. So how did I do that? I did it for free in Canva. That's why we're here. So for this, what I did is you should have all of these different buttons on the left-hand side of Canva. These are all the ones that are always there. Now, you can add additional ones in your apps, okay? So you click apps and it's going to come up with different things. If QR code is not right here, then you can search for it here and it would pop up. So there's different things that you can search for. We're going to go through a bunch of these, but this allows you to create free QR codes all the time. So I think in some of my old videos, I used to talk about QR Monkey. That one's still fine, it's free, but this one is just so much easier because it's right here. So because I've added it before, it's now on my left-hand side here. So I can access it very easily without having to go to apps. But so if I click here, I can enter the URL. So I'm just going to copy and paste it into here. And then I can customize it. So if I want it to have a white background, if I want to have it be a certain background color, I can do that. So if I wanted, a black background and, something else, I want it to be blue or what have you, whatever you want it to be, you can customize this. You can make the margin a little bit thicker. So whatever your preference is there. I like it at the 2 setting. And I'm going to put it back to white. And it's not pure white. Here we go. And black. Just for grins. And then when I click generate, here it is. And I can copy this through to different pages. So if I have different windows up, say that I created this, and this template here, just so you know, is a square. It's just logo. I just went on to the home page and clicked logo, and that gave me this little square. And now I've got this. And so what I have done is I have now labeled this listing QR code so that I can save this and upload it and use it anytime. So if you wanted to, if you had multiple windows open like I do, you can copy this QR code and throw it into other screens. So there it is. But let's go back to the way I was doing it. So I'm going to delete this second page because I only ever want to have one page for a PNG, right? Because otherwise, if you try and download it, it's going to download a zip file. So there is a way where you can download one page at a time. And that's what you would have to do in that scenario. Totally welcome to do it that way. This way, though, if I label it listing presentation QR code, I can search for it on my home screen. So when I come over here, forever and ever, amen, I can look up listing presentation QR code. And I don't even have to type that much, right? But I would click projects and I can find it here. So that's a really easy way to do it. The other thing that I can do is I can do share, download, PNG, great, download. Okay. And then maybe I come over to another one of my windows, uploads. We'll get to this. I have some wacky stuff over here. I'm going to upload a file, QR code, and then maybe I want to just have it easily accessible here. So when I do this, now forever and ever, amen, whenever I go into anything, I can just go listing presentation, and I can find, oops, there, not spelling presentation correctly, but there you go. You can find your thing. So that way, if you have multiple, maybe you have buyer presentation, QR code, you know, bunch of, you can have so many different QR codes. Like you saw that in my uploads, I had a bunch. I can search them and I know what they are. I don't have, you know, there's no way you're going to be able to like memorize the dots, right? So just if you label it correctly the first time, you're going to be able to come back to this. So that was one thing that I wanted to kind of show you. So here's our website. We can close out of this. So we've talked about our listing presentation here. We have now turned it into a QR code. What if I wanted to make a link tree? Now that I have that base knowledge of how to create a website and then how to make a QR code. What if I then want to build a link tree? So this is my link tree. If someone were to go to this website, this is what it would look like. And so I can create a QR code that's going to take you to this, and then they can access all of these different things here. Okay, so we're going to build this one out together. And you can see I've got it resized for mobile. We're going to talk about all of that here in just a second. So how did I make this? Super simple. I came over to our home screen and I searched website. Make sure you're in templates. And I just clicked website. Or search website. So they have a bunch of different options. Now, some of the things that I've seen are people taking this and turning it into a website for their listing. You could totally do that. What if you were to create a landing page that had information about your listing that you have, and you turn that into a QR code, and then you put that on all of your marketing stuff, on flyers, on open house things, on a bunch of different stuff. This is some, you're able to do that. But I'm not going to teach you that today, because truthfully, if you use Hampton Roads Real Estate Photography, then they already create a website for you. So all you would really need to do in that circumstance, if you do use them, is you would take their website, turn that into a QR code, and you could pass it around, put it on whatever you want. So for today, I'm not going to show you how to build a listing website. If that is something that you want to play around with or you need help with, please reach out to me. But for now, we're not going to go over that. What I do want to talk about are things like blogs and this link tree. So let's do the link tree first. So you can see here, website, you have a bunch of different things here. So if you find something on this main screen, great. If you don't, sometimes it's easier to just grab one and then pick a template from in here where you can search a little bit easier. You can do it either way, but this is kind of what I do, right? So you can see this is the template that I used. And if we look at what it's called, bio link. So I had typed in about me, and that was where I got that from. You could type in real estate. Oops, if you can spell things properly. So real estate, here's some, again, if you ever see the crown, that means it's not for us mere peasants, right? Unless you want to get the version, but this is pretty cool. So this here has all of the different, pages for if you were to do a listing. This is kind of cool. If you had a floor plan, North Carolina people, here you go. So it's kind of neat, right? Customer reviews, all of this. One thing that I like about this that I do want to show you is if you were to preview this, you can see that all of those pages were linked, and that's so that you actually can scroll. So this gives you your true scroll feature. Any pages that you add or remove, it's just all in this scrolling way, which I like. So if you wanted to create a website, you could easily do so this way. Now, my only 2 cents on that is you would really want it to be something that you're not having to update often, right? This is more of like a set it and forget it kind of style. Like you're only going to have to set up the listing website one time if you were to do this. And then, you know, go from there. I wouldn't use this for your actual website if you were going to be making changes here and there, setting up searches and that kind of thing. You could do it, but why would you when we have HomeSnap Pro Plus that's going to build that whole thing for you for free? And it's just like way easier to edit. So although you could do your actual website through this, I personally wouldn't bother. I would just, you know, because you are able to link this to a true domain. And that's your call. So here's, you know, here's if you wanted to do that, you know, do a listing or something like that for North Carolina folks. But let's type in blog. So here, let's try this one. This gives you your little thing here. See where it says bio, portfolio, podcast, blog. You can link to other documents and other things in this. So I'll show you that more in a second. Let me find another one that's multi-page for you to look at. Here we go. Here's another one. So here you go. Again, it's got this scroll feature, and it's kind of fun because these don't really do anything, but it looks cool as you're scrolling, right? So there you go. I don't think that you can really do any animations on this. So this isn't going to be like a video where you're able to do any kind of, you know, movement, but it still looks very clean. You can still do all of your normal effects like we've talked about before. And as always, you can change the template. So maybe you like the layout of this, but you don't like the style. Well, why don't we come over here? We click shuffle, see if we can find other colors and stuff like that. Let me move this guy here. So that's changed this one. Now I'm going to click onto this page, shuffle, shuffle. All right. Onto this, shuffle. And so I can kind of change things within this template style. Now, if I don't like that template style, I can come and find a different one. Styles here. So apps, styles. I'm going to remove blog because it's searching for blog. So let's do styles. And here's a bunch of different styles. So if you had a brand kit, this is usually for, I think this is for custom or for pro plans, but you can play around with that. See if you can build something out in that. Especially if you have a team or if you have a very already identified brand, logo, all of that, you could try and put that in here. But so maybe I'm going to do this color palette. I like this color palette more. I'm going to click apply to all pages. And then from there, I can kind of come around and click into a page and shuffle it a little bit. So I could come here. Here's my other document colors. And then as always, of course, you can kind of change your colors based on the photos. That's something that I personally like to do. So if you're looking at this photo here, let's find it in the various ones. Let's see, there it is. So if I click this, it's going to kind of go with that. It just kind of pulls colors from that image. So those are all things you can do. Saying, you know, so you have your color palettes here. You can change your fonts here, different combinations. So if I wanted to change this whole thing, apply to all pages, it's changed all of the font and everything, the whole style and all. So this would be really cool for like a blog. If you were to search, like want to create your own blog and have a couple things here and there. For a blog, it wouldn't be too bad because you could always add a new page, write whatever you wanted to, and then delete off the old content. So it would just be like a page at a time. If you were doing more than that, again, I don't know if you would really want to use this feature or this way. But let's go back to our idea of using a link tree. So I'm going to delete out all of these pages because I only want one page. So I'm going to click this one here and I'm going to do replace current page. So how I got from this to this is pretty simple, right? I mean, look at the difference. Here to here is really just a change of background. So I clicked elements, I typed in beach because I like beach. I did photos and I grabbed this guy and I threw him in. Then I came to uploads. I'm going to type in, you can see I have a million different pictures. I typed in profile because I know that that's what this one was called. I threw him in. Down. And then I'm just going to crop it, move me down just ever so slightly. Done. Great. From here, I'm going to update my name. Title, Alt 0174 gives me the little rights reserved with coastal town. Woo. Realty. Now I'm going to get myself in compliance. Here we go. Let's have some fun. Office. Let's throw on our next one.
Hey, Christy, did you say Alt 0174 for the realtor logo?
Yep. So if you hold down the number or the Alt key and then do, so hold that down the whole time and do 0174, that gives you the rights reserved symbol.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mind blown. No more searching Google.
There you go. I know. And so you can search a bunch of those. There's a ton of different things that you can do with the Alt keys. I used to remember how to make like a smiley face and like things that didn't matter when I was in college, but now, you know, you put into your brain, you can remember like certain ones, like that's the one that I have in my brain right now. If you ever have clients that have umlauts or anything like that, like any kind of accent marks over their names, you can actually correctly write their name by looking up the Alt code and looking up what that one would be. So
very good. Okay. I didn't realize that.
There you go. Alt codes for accents. So if you ever do have a client, you know, it's nice to be able to properly write their name, or if yourself, you have a name that has that, and you want to be able to spell your name right. Here you go. There you are. So there's all the different codes. And then there's a symbols sheet as well. So just different things like that. But yes, 0174, that is the rights reserved. First Colonial Road, Suite 104, Virgin Beach, VA 23454. Fabulous. Move her up. Looks great. Okay, so now I've gotten myself pretty much where this one is. But some of the things that I then did is I wanted to link these, right? That's the whole point. So when you try to link this, I'm going to put in my website, right? So I want to do, so maybe I say, this is my about page. I'm fine with that being the first one. Then I want it to be Facebook. And then I want it to be my website, or maybe vice versa, whatever you think. And then this is going to be buyers. This is going to be sellers. And then this is going to be email me or contact me. I'm going to say email me because I want to show you something with that. So I'm going to click link, and I'm going to type in home with Paul 757.com/about, because I know that that is my website link, right? So I'm going to look at that. There it is. Let's add the www in just in cases. Okay, so now it's underlined. I personally don't like the underline. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take that off. Where's my underline? There it is. See, I'm just going to remove that because I like it to look clean. Now, because I have linked this text here, this box isn't actually linked. So let's do that now. See, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to type in the same exact thing. And if I had copy and pasted, it would be easier. Home with Paul 757.com/about. Now that way, whenever someone hovers, they can hover anywhere in this box and it's definitely going to get them to my website. And then my website, I'm going to do the same thing. This one's pretty easy. So I'm going to type in home with Paul 757.com. All right. And I'm going to unlink it or underline it and then link up this here. There we go. Now I'm going to come up to Facebook. I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to do this for all of my stuff. So this would be facebook.com/home with Paul 757. Boom. Now, one thing I do recommend is if you haven't already, it's easier if you brand everything with the same general tagline or whatever. So my name is unbelievably common, so I can't do Christie Hall. So I had to do something catchy. Home with Hall was actually already taken, so I had to do Home with Hall 757. But now everything that I have is Home with Hall 757. That's my website, that's my email, that's my Facebook, that's my LinkedIn, all of the things, right? So make sure that it also just makes it easier for my clients, but it also makes it easier for me because I didn't have to like look up what my Facebook page was. So did I type in Facebook? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. It's talking. I wasn't sure if I had done that right or not. So I've got those on there. And now the buyers, I could build out the buyers on here. I'm actually going to switch back to this one so that you can see this. Okay. So, or actually let's do sellers because I've already made this website. So I'm going to go back to this website that I've used. So again, coming here, this listing presentation website, open website. And it's this ugly little text here, but I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to click link. And you can see where I had done this recently. So I could do listing presentation, but here we go. There's that. Or however, you know. So now I'm going to remove my underline. Do the same to the box. Presentation. Done. Fabulous. And then email me. Let me show you this one really quickly. It should mail to colon and then home with Paul 757.com at gmail.com. That should give the right link. We're going to test it out. I haven't played with that in a long time, but that's usually how it is on website building. So we're going to give it a go. We're going to try it out. Same thing, mail to at home with Paul 757 at gmail.com. Okay. So we're going to pretend I've done the buyers. We're going to pretend that I did the Facebook on this one because I did it on the other page. So I also threw on the fair housing and realtor logo onto this just because I like to make sure that that's on everything, just in case. So here is my thing here. When I published this for the first time, I went to publish site and it had me build this stuff out, right? So it said, hey, you get 5 of these. So I'm not going to create this again. You get 5 in the free version. Okay. So here's this one. I can use my current domain. I can purchase a domain through Canva. I'm just going to use the free domain, and that's what I did. So over here is where my free one is. I'm going to, anytime you make changes, publish the website. Now they've updated it. I've got all this on here. If I wanted to update any of this, I could. I named this my free domain. So see how this is prettier than this weird, like this one? It's because this is an actual website. This is a design. And so that's why this one's link is not pretty. Whereas this one I get 5 of, so I can do as many of those unpretty designs as I want. But the actual websites, they limit you to 5 in the free version. Okay. So I have done with navigation on here, free size for mobiles on, and I was able to name it whatever I want. And that's why they limit you, because you are creating like a domain in a sense. So this is Christie Hall -Linktree, or I could have done Home with Hall in hindsight, but that's okay. Continue. And I could describe this. So this could just be like Christie Hall Linktree, whatever. I'm not too worried about the fact that it says Christie Hall -Linktree because I mean, I can change this first of all, but also this is not going to be a forward facing like I'm going to have this as the QR code, right? So people aren't really going to see what that says. And because of that, I don't really want this searchable. I want my website to be the first thing, right? The first thing that if you Google my name, my website comes up, and then HomeSnap, and then realtor.com, and then whatever. I don't want to toy around with this coming up in Google. So I have hide my website from searches. So I'm going to click save. Great. So here's that. I can view my website. And if I click this, it opens a new tab and takes me to the About page. If I click website, oh, I didn't link it in that one. Sellers. It's going to take me, oh no, it took me to the listing. Okay, so I'll have to download that and save it as a PDF. Totally doable. And I can show you how to do that. And then let's see if my email me worked. Boom. Now, I'm not going to go any further because this opens up my Outlook. It's like a thing with my computer and I don't use Outlook anymore. But mail to colon, and then your email address will link them to writing you an email right there. So there you go. Pretty simple. It looks like there's a contact thing that I would need to take off because I haven't played with that yet. It's something that I must have missed on the main page. So if I come back to Linktree, no, it's not on there. I don't know what that is. Okay, so any questions on your Linktree, your pretty little Linktree now?
No.
All right. So I'm just going to come over here. I've got my Linktree website, copy. And I can do the same thing that I did earlier where I'm going to do QR. Here it is. I'm going to come in here. Here's my new QR code. And I could change this one and save this now as Linktree QR code. And I would just do that by scaling this over, typing in Linktree QR code, save that, upload it into the thing, and now I've got another one that I can search. You can keep these going, changing this each time if you want to, because the reality is once you've made it one time, you can't really edit the QR code. It's kind of like a one and done kind of situation. So it's not like a design where you would come in here and move the dots around or anything like that. So there's that. So now I've made my link tree. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm going to kind of close out of some of the things that I've already covered. So my, it looks like that was not the way to do it with this one. So what I could do instead would be download it as a PDF, put it into my Google Drive, and then take that Google Drive and do anyone with this link can view, not edit, can view, and then put that as my link for my link tree. So I will do that at the end if we have time. Okay. Boom, boom. Done with that. So pretty, so happy. All right, so another one that I wanted to show you is coming on here and creating reviews. So one of my classes, we talked about how you can kind of drag out one transaction to create a lot of content. So you could write, you could create a new listing, then, you know, maybe you have a ratified contract, and it would just be the same thing, but it would say a ratified contract. And then you're going to put on there, you know, contingency removed or something like that. You can kind of like find reasons to keep posting about one house if you only have one transaction going. But normally, you know, new listing, ratified contract, closed, those are your easy three. And so you're getting 3 posts about one, you know, one house. But another thing that you can do is, especially since we are highlighting an agent, so we should be getting more reviews for ourselves. So if I come up here and I do Christie Hall Realtor, I have 25 Google reviews. So what I can do is take these and copy and paste them. So I'm going to copy this here. Donnie, love it. I'm going to come back to search review. I'm going to come up to one that I like. This one's fine. And I'm just going to paste his thing in there. It's a little bit long, so I'm just going to hit the button here until it fits. Boom, now it fits. Wonderful. 5 stars. Change this to Donnie Pascal, sorry. I can throw my logo on here. Uploads, if I type in coastal. Boom. It's my coastal town logo. And then maybe I want this to be hashtag home with all 7. I don't know where that came from. Okay, so now we've got this on here. You can change the colors. You can do all the things like we've been doing. But if I save this, then I could post this and my other 24 as random content throughout the month. So maybe I have 2 random posts a month for the next, that's a whole year. And in theory, I'll have another year worth. Hopefully I'll get another 24, 24 to 25 reviews next year. So hopefully, you know, and if I don't, then that's fine. I'll just repost these. Who cares? No one's noticed. It's not a big deal. But what this is posting it so you're seeing that people are reviewing you. You want to just stay in people's face and show them your worth. And so why not take this and, you know, twice a month, you have this scheduled on your Facebook page to post on a review. You take that, you share it onto your personal page, and now you're getting more engagement. So that's just a super simple one that I wanted to share with you guys that I need to start doing myself. Another one here is our logo. So I took our logo, this is just a logo page, and I grabbed our Coastal Town Realty logo. I love this logo, it's gorgeous. One thing that is, like what if we're doing something with like, our background is like pink or something like that. That kind of looks good. But what if I want our logo to be white? Well, what you can actually do is click edit image. I'll check with Cindy, but I'm pretty sure she's okay with this because I already told her I wanted this, but then I found a way to do it myself. So I come over here, I just click edit image, and I'm going to turn the brightness all the way up. So I actually told her I wanted this until I realized I could do it fully myself. So again, and then I clicked see all so I can see all of my different options. I clicked brightness all the way up. I take contrast and I did it all the way up. We're not quite white. This is where I was like, hey, Cindy, I really need a white logo. But then I realized that I can come down here and grab my highlights and throw that all the way up. And now we're pretty much all the way white. Vibrance, boom, that takes it. So is it completely perfect? No, but it's pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's the setting that I've been doing. So that's got you pretty much white. If you have it like this, you can't really tell. I think that I had a setting though that had it all the way white. I got it pretty darn close. Oh, it's because I didn't do saturation. Saturation all the way down. I knew there was one that was all the way down. There we go. That's pure white. Okay, so brightness all the way up, contrast all the way up, saturation all the way down, vibrance up, and highlights all the way up. And that will get you a true white logo. So then what you can do is I'm going to delete off that. See, pure white, can't really see anything. If I save this now, then, or if I copy this, I can put this onto other stuff. Say this is pink, boom. There you go. It's got your little PNG or PNG so that you can move it around with a transparent background. Okay, next thing, I'm gonna close out that. Trying to be cognizant of time. If you guys have any questions though, just hop in. Okay, this one is really neat, and this is why I have randomly these two fever dream photos. So there's a new feature that you can do with your app settings that's talk to image. So I don't know how this is really relatable, but I just wanted to share it because it's wild. Okay, so someone tell me, describe a random image. So some of the thing, a panda riding a bike through a city with depth of field, a light watercolor painting of koi fish in a pond, photo of a magical forest, city with from the future. So tell me, someone unmute yourself and say something that you want to see in an image. A random thing.
The year 3000, so a futuristic city.
Okay. Futuristic city with what else?
Like I'm thinking flying cars and highways that are just floating, but what do you mean something else?
Well, that's fine. So futuristic city with flying cars. Fabulous. Let's do, and this could work, right? Like, I mean, I know I'm joking and having fun, but like, what if you're like, I'll still be selling real estate until they're flying cars or something, whatever. And
exactly. Why not?
We're going to say that we want this to be a 3D image. And we're going to click generate. Now, I will say that it doesn't always, it gives you 4 options and they're pretty wild. The ones where you saw my random renderings that I came up with is because I typed in horse riding a duck, or horse riding a turtle, and it gave me a lot of like horse turtles, and it was a little wild, but still pretty. I do recommend that you don't do photo, and that you don't ask for people, because it's horrifying. It is so horrifying, but these are kind of cool. So here you go. Like, I'll still be working with you once there are flying cars. Like, that's pretty neat looking. Let's look at this one. This one's a little wonky. But I like this one. That one's kind of cool. This one's got actual flying cars. That's fun. So there you go. So what I typed in before, like you could do beach house with palm trees. And like, could I find the photo of that? Yeah, sure. But what if I want a drawing, generate? So you can use this and kind of come up with like specific things for what you're trying to say, or, you know, just fun little drawings and that kind of thing. It also has a patterns option. So there you go. Like, that's kind of fun, like little thing, whatever. But this is completely not copywritten, right? So this is like, you know how sometimes you try and type something in and you have that pro version only. This, you can kind of create your own art. Like, this is, you're creating like your own little design, and it's free. Like, you can do this without worrying about copywriting or anything like that, because really you just, I mean, you didn't create it, the AI created it, but you know, it's not been done before.
Nice.
Okay. So that's just like a fun little thing. You can add into like flyers or social media postings or whatever. Okay, we're getting down to the last of it. So one of the other things, well, we'll come back to that. One of the other things that you can do is type in email into the search. And maybe I want to do like this little newsletter here, type in a few things, and then you could just like put that into the body of the email. One of the things that I really liked about this is if I click this welcome one, for example, what if I put in pictures of houses, I don't know, house photos. Let's just grab a couple of them. These are like the most stereotypical, but we're going to call it good. Whatever. Okay. Welcome. Thanks for joining me as a new client, or something like that. What if I put in something along those lines? And here I could put my photo, profile, grab it, boom. Okay. So what if I were to grab this and I were to say, like, I would email this to all of my clients, like, hey, it was so great meeting you for our buyer consultation. I'm looking forward to finding you your dream home. And then I could, you know, just put this on here, like email it to them and link the whole thing, because it says where to start. If I downloaded this as a picture, the whole picture is going to have the link, right? But that's okay. But either way, I could get, you know, learn more how to start, and I could have them have this linked to my Home Snap, so that when they click it, it takes them to the Home Snap invite and they can start playing around on the app. But wouldn't that be cool to like have this like follow-up email that you're sending out to your clients? You know, it was so great chatting with you today. And then maybe this is like a little about you, or here's where to start, with it being like for first-time home buyers. And you could have like different little ones that you just email out to them. Another thing that you could do is, we're going to change this. And what if you made a YouTube video? Go down this rabbit hole with me. What if you made a YouTube video of you talking and basically saying like, maybe it's a greeting, or maybe it is a quick rundown for being a first-time home buyer. If you start that YouTube page, because I know we all are like hesitant to do YouTube because we don't want to be on camera, but also it's like, you know, you don't want to be one of those videos that has like 5 plays or whatever. What if you don't bother with having it like trying to make it big on YouTube, but you just use that so that you can link it to this? So YouTube here, and then we search, for example, Thomasina Tatterson. You can't find the exact video by typing in the like link. So you do kind of have to go deep diving a little bit, but you can see Thomasina Broker, how to work with renters. It finds her YouTube channel and has all these things. So what if I want to throw in here, here's my, there we go, thing there. Oops, I clicked it twice. Slide this over. And now I can have them looking at my command thing. And so when they would look at this, let's see. Well, if they were to click this, double click to interact. No. There we go. So potentially, if you were to make this one of those live things as well, then they would be able to watch your YouTube video from that email.
And it tells you everything, and it gives
Oh,
examples.
hate
of
hearing my own
cycle
voice.
reality. I'm down.
Couldn't believe that. So that was pretty much the last of it. There was one other thing that I really wanted to show you guys, that I think is interesting, but I truthfully don't personally play with it that much. So if we go to this logo, we'll see if it's even working for me at this point. I do not have a Snapchat, so I had to create one today. But I know that sometimes we don't have good headshots, or maybe we don't have a lot of headshots, or maybe you don't want to have a photo of you because you don't like having a photo of you. So what if you were to do the little bit emoji? Because that is another little thing that you can do with this apps store. Bit emoji, you have to connect your Snapchat. I have tried this 1,000 times. I can't get it to connect. I'm pretty sure it's because I literally created it like 5 minutes ago. But if you created this, then you would be able to like have your little bit emojis and have them like doing their little thing, save those, and you can throw those on some of your flyers. Just a thought that I had. If you want to not, you know, if you want to have like one where they're like pointing, because I think those bit emojis, you can like bitmojis, whatever. You can like kind of position, you can make them doing whatever and like cheering or whatever. So you could create those and have, you know, ratified contract and throw your little bitmoji celebrating onto the little graphic if you don't have a headshot or you don't want to use one. So those were my little tips and tricks. We have 5 minutes left. Does anyone have any questions, anything that they would like to see? If not, then great, and we can wrap up 5 minutes early. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop there then. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and you know, of course, email me if you have any questions.